You're such an asshole.
How you guys doing? AssholeConsulting.com, banging it out. Dear Mr. Cleary, I don't know who that is. It's not me. It must be somebody else off the boat from Ireland who spelled his name the correct way, whereas my family spelled it the wrong way. Even though ethnically we're not from Ireland. I wish to remain anonymous. The topic is prenuptial agreements. Of course, it depends on the specifics of each state law, but from what I understand, the general idea is that you have to marry without... is that if you marry without signing a prenup, then in the event of divorce, the wife gets half of your money and assets forever. Please correct me if I'm mistaken. If you know anything about prenup or divorce laws. Well, I mean, it varies state to state. I mean, that, and I can tell you this, some places, yes, it also depends on the time. Like in California, if you're married for over 10 years, the woman gets alimony for the rest of her life. So there's as many divorce laws as there are states. So it really depends on the state. And if you're worried about this, what you will definitely want to do is contact a divorce lawyer, one who specializes in prenup law, and ask him or her what they think for your particular state. Because, yeah, it's that varied. I'd like to comment on it further, but we'd be here forever. What I can tell you to do is contact a lawyer about that. And they may even, I've known some places where they'll get married in Finland and then have the United States sanctify it or something like that, because in Finland, the divorce laws are much more fair towards men. I know a lot of you don't get married in California. I mean, it even goes to counting, like, I know in a couple instances of my friends, they're, I call it possession. What is it called? You got possession? You got possession of the ball? It's not possession. Custody. That's based on county. So, in a philosophical or a general sense, you can assume that, and that might be a worst case scenario, but they will be entitled to some of your assets. They'll be entitled to some of your money. I can't even say that, because in some instances you hear where the woman makes more than the guy, and he's entitled to some stuff from her. So it's highly dependent on your state, county, and then who's making what money. So again, you're going to have to talk to a lawyer specific to the jurisdiction you're living in. First off, I'm single and always busy working, running my family-owned business, which I will likely inherit. I have no plans to get married anytime soon, but I eventually will want to. Secondly, a few assumptions will be made for the sake of argument. One, the argument the girl will be the right one means she will not be a super religious, feminist, cheating skank. The irony of super religious and feminist and cheating altogether. Sue will be sweet, mature, level-headed, hardworking, and loyal. When you find one, let us know where you found her. Let us know what aisle in the wife's store you found her, and send us that direction. 2, I'll have assets. Now here's where I see it. Let me know if you agree or not. Everyone says that if a prenup is on your mind, then you're already assuming you will divorce. Wrong. When you get car insurance, you don't plan to get into a car accident. In fact, you will do your best to make sure that doesn't happen. But if it unfortunately does happen, then you are covered by insurance. Absolutely. And no, I'm not comparing a woman to a car. Of course, the love of a wife is more important than a car, but I feel the logic is the same with regards to prenups. If I marry, I don't plan to get divorced. And I'll do my best to make sure that doesn't happen, but it does happen. 50% of marriages end in divorce. This isn't the 1930s anymore. Yeah, it's not even the 1960s anymore. People fall in love. The reason is clouded. They are head over heels. Then time goes by and things settle. People may stay happily married, but they say the high of being in love in the beginning will wear off. Yeah, not to mention women get fat. And so do you guys too, by the way. Let's be very clear. Women tend to they can't wait. I have often wondered a lot of times, do women love food more than they love their husbands? And empirically it seems that way, but at the same time, you seem to love food more than you love your wives too. So, but I've given up trying to get Americans to not even be moral, stop being so pathetic. just stop being, no. Speaking of which, I get to go to Walmart tomorrow. Shit happens, people divorce. I used to listen to Tom Likas, and he always advised to never get married and just hit him and quit him, which may be fine when you're young, but eventually many men get over that phase and want to settle down. Yeah, especially if you want a family. Tom Likas is an extremist in that regard, so I do not take him very seriously there. I don't know if he's an extremist. I think he... if you ask him about marriage, you say, don't get married, but if you did, I'm sure you have some very wise wisdom there. If I divorced, he would have wisdom, because I think he's been married 4 times. Dennis Prager as well, ask him about marriage. If If I divorced, then I would have no problem giving my ex-wife money to support herself and the possible kids, as long as it's me who controls the giving of the money, not the state. Well, yeah, no. See, and you're flawed there. You're wrong here. When you get married, and this is an argument for not getting married, is that is a personal agreement between you and a woman, and maybe the god or deity of the religion that you two participate in. You take away religion, it is an agreement, a pact, an accord between you and a woman. That is a private affair between you and your fiancé, and or your God, your religion, whatever it may be. Where I personally have a huge problem with divorce is it ain't none of the government's fucking business. But when you get married and you go to the courthouse, you get a marriage license where the government ordains it and gives you, now you're permitted to get married by a bunch of assholes who decided that they're gonna just snub their little nose into probably what is the most personal decision of your life. And then with that comes problems and consequences, because you have now signed. You don't even have to sign it. In some places, what is it? Not no fault. Common law marriage, where they just, you've been living together, you're married now. That is a horrible violation of one's privacy. Or the government sticking its nose in the business. This, again, you could even argue with gay marriage, but I don't see the big argument or debate about gay marriage. Gays should be allowed to marry. You can marry whoever you want. It's none of the government's business. I don't know why they insist on, I need a marriage license. I know. What is the power of attorney? You can sign that away, by the way. But in any case, it is not going to be you who solely controls it. That much I can tell you. You are going to be governed by at least some laws of the state and even the county, depending on whether it's just money or kids or both. So again, you're going to have to talk. So if you're worried about that, the only other thing that I could add to this, because I'm not a lawyer, the only thing I can add to it is something you might want to investigate further, is establishing a trust. There are certain legal maneuvers you could take that have nothing really to do with marriage or divorce. It protects your assets. So you set up a trust that owns the family business. You don't own the business. It's not part of your assets. It's a separate legal entity. And you're only paid out of the trust. So if your wife decides she wants to divorce you, she can only sue you. And if you're worried about it, then she can't go after the trust because you don't own the trust. It's not your asset. So, and again, I'm sure a good divorce attorney and a trust attorney would be able to navigate you through that. But that's just something you can consider in general, in theory, the details of which, again, depends state, local, get a lawyer. So a prenup seems sensible because it protects your finances in case of a divorce. Maybe they've seen prenups be rescinded because her attorney wasn't present and all that other stuff. Again, get a good attorney, spend the money. It protects you from women who want to screw you over. Here's the problem. Prenups seem to be such a taboo subject. Whenever you bring it up, people always make you out to be a piece of shit for even thinking about it. So what? Screw them. Men have got to get over it. It's like being called racist or sexist. You got to get over it. You're like, oh, okay, I won't do it. And then you immediately give away your good position. If a girl loves you, she'll sign a prenup. And I think today men have every right. I mean, if you catch even the slightest bit of guff, you say, you know what? Fuck you. We get divorced half the time, 70% of the time it's the women that bring it up, and men are just shipping out the money. I got a business to protect, I have employees to protect, not to mention my own damn self. Now this bullshit, you wanted feminism? We get prenups. And you be adamant about it. You hold your guns. And you'd be amazed how quickly they collapse. You'd be amazed how women are like, okay, all right, well, you're even more manly now. Because it's just, it's like, but you're going to get, I've seen it happen. I saw this one guy, oh my God, he didn't even have a prenup. He just had a lease agreement with his girlfriend. He had his lawyer go over it, and there was all these requirements. I was like, damn. But he got totally screwed, and it's all like, oh, do you believe in love and charity? And then, she doesn't like, the taboo is laughable. Whatever taboo comes with having a prenup. That is a moot point now. That is something where you can just basically give society a finger and say, hey, you know what, if it was the 1950s, I'd agree with you. But with all these gals out there divorcing, and it seems to be a sporting event, no one takes it seriously, I am taking it seriously. And you have employees, you have other people to concern yourself with that it comes to running this family business. I'm sure your dad, your mom, whoever is passing it on to you is going to want some kind of dividend income, or some kind of, for them in retirement. So this is not purely, I don't even want to call it selfish. This is just common sense. So who gives a damn if it's taboo? Successful people don't care about what's polite or what's taboo or what's going to upset people. I mean, look at Trump. You may not like his I don't even like him that much either, to be frank, but nobody's going to stop him. And he's doing rather well in terms of at least fucking shit up. In a good way, messing stuff up, like freaking out the pearl clutchers. Oh my God, he said this? Which I'm like, yeah, I don't like the fact that he said it, but I like it even more that you're freaking out about it. I really like that. But, the meek shall not inherit the earth. The meek get lawsuits and divorces shoved up their ass and have their entrails pulled out from their ass. That's how they get it in the end. People always make it be a piece of shit for even thinking about it. So what? Those aren't your friends. So how would one approach his fiance with this topic? Blunt and direct up front. Look, you're not dating anyone right now. This is the good part. You're not dating anyone right now. You lead in right off the bat. Right off the bat. Among other things. And this is just to save time. I am Christian. It's very important. I got a buddy. He's Christian. He wants to marry a Christian. Matter of fact, one is too weak word. He insists on marrying a Christian, which is fine. That's what the religion tells him to do. And so he's just right for it. He's like, if you're not Christian, not willing to convert to Christianity, I'm not interested in dating you. And that's not only, you may say that's rude or blunt. No, it's actually more caring than anyone else because he's forthright. He's saving these women their time. And then you can be a bit more diplomatic about it, but basically say, I'm not marrying without a prenup. I have a business that I have to worry about. I have employees to worry about. And I've seen enough bad stuff happen here in the United States that, no, prenup or not. And I understand if that's not agreeable to you, but if you're not willing to sign a prenup, along with all these other things, I expect you to be this religion or not this religion, or just leave my religion alone. Do not insist I join your religion. That's more common than you think. Usually girls are not so much about like, oh, I must join your religion. It's, oh, you must be my religion. It's like, I'll let you be your religion. Just let me. But there are some key things you can bring up early with a girl, especially initially dating. Like, I'm going to date other chicks until you prove yourself that I'm going to connect. You better prove you're more value better than just a pretty set of tits. You better have some intelligence, a career, something going on. You better help me out, you better support me, you nag me, you whine, you complain, you pull drama and bullshit. No, done. I mean, right up front. And I wish I did that more when I was younger, because it would save me a ton of pain and agony. So I think bringing it up, and you're in a position now for those of you who already have a girlfriend or a fiance, you're going to have to, fiance is going to be really hard because it's already going to, but with a girlfriend, depending on where you are, saying like, yeah, if she ever brings up marriage, maybe wait for them, bring it up, say, yeah, if I'm getting married, it's a prenup. Otherwise, I don't, divorce. And look, guys, you have every right in the world. It's not like these women haven't either seen their old man get divorced or know some friends whose old man got divorced or have relatives whose old man got, they know. And you have every right. Don't let the pain and suffering of past men's divorces go to waste. This is real. It hurts men. It destroys a lot of them. You just basically say, hey, look, divorce? No. Prenup? No. That's gone. That ship has sailed. You want the 1950s, but no. Feminism is here. The laws are here. I look at it. You could always lie, my old man. Well, no, you couldn't, because then they'd look, well, your dad's still dating your mom. They're just having sex. You have every right to say, yeah, divorce is a very real thing. Look, if there was a disease that killed 1 in 2 people, and you say, I want to get insurance on this, and then the women came in, you're an asshole for wanting to have that kind of insurance. Like, no, I'm really not. Not at all. I'm actually very freaking smart. So I think, just you gotta look at it in a different way so you have the courage and the spine to tell them to fuck off. All you have to do is say, look, half the boats that left this dock have sank. You want to go charter a boat off that dock? Are you nuts? Without life rafts? Screw you. If you really love I would imagine she would be super offended and call off the engagement. Yeah, if you're engaged, you probably would call off the engagement. But if that's the case, then you'd be really worried. You're like, okay, do you really love me or not? You just got to be willing to lose your fiancé. Or maybe not. Maybe she'll agree to sign the prenup, but will resent you deep down for it. Yeah, that can happen too. Or she will feel that you don't trust her. No, you don't. You don't. That's how bad it's gotten. There's no trust anymore. And this is why I think marriage is kind of obsolete. Where's trust? And if you don't trust me, you're right, I don't trust you. Because you guys have a tendency to divorce a lot. It's kind of, I have every right. 1 and 2 space shuttles go up, they blow up. They blow up being launched. Hey, do you want to become an astronaut? No, I don't. Why not? You don't like it. Oh my God, you're such a jerk. No, I choose life. And what if one asks a fiancé to sign a prenup and that ends the relationship and the man regrets it because she may have truly been the one? Yep, there's that chance. There is that chance. Life is not perfect. You may pass up on that girl that you're already engaged to. You're going to insist on a prenup. And here's the thing. You can't say, I want to get a prenup. And then she throws a temper tantrum. You're like, okay, no. Well, now she, oh, God. Not only does she have your balls, she has built an island of James Bond villain level cleverness and genius with gun turrets locked within a vault, within a lock, within a vault, within a lock, within a vault, and lasers with sharks attached to them, protecting your balls from you ever getting them again. Yes, there is risk in decision, yes. So, in your particular case, you're in a good spot because you can introduce that early on. And you know what, if it's that important to you, and I think it is in your particular case because you do have that business, you can do that. There's another more polite, diplomatic way, and that would be to have a trust set up. I think that kind of sidesteps it. Again, I'm not a lawyer. Go talk to a lawyer who specializes in divorce, prenups, and trusts. But that might be a happy compromise or an easier compromise or a plan B that would still protect your assets without having to say, hey, prenup or go home. All right, that's it. The old captain's got answers. If you young boys have questions, go to assholeconsulting.com. If you want something a little less cursy, a little more polite, civil, check out olderbrother.com. I'll probably be setting up a separate thing over there, but olderbrother.com, we got the Older Brother podcast, and then check out all the links below in the description of the video. We got links to books, podcasts, blog, Patreon, and the other things that I do that escape me now. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.